Nerd Avengers! What's up? How we doing? Whew. Force is strong with us today. The Force is strong with us today. Turn around that camera. A lot to talk about. Miles Morales. Miles Morales. Miles Morales? Who else is going to be in this movie? This is bigger than Endgame. It's like when Doctor Strange opened up all the portals and shit. Instead of like helping the Avengers out, he was actually just trying to get to Spider-Man 3. How many spiders is too many spiders? I don't know. We're going to talk about that. There's also a ton of nerdy news out there, actually. Star Wars stuff, new Mando stuff to talk about. Apparently, George Lucas was going to chop Luke Skywalker's head off and parade it around for fans after Episode 8 in his version. It's going to be a good show. Meet me in the garage, pulling in.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Woo! Oh my god, sorry. Took a freaking goddamn minute to get over there. Oh, yes, yes. Here in the garage. Definitely didn't struggle to get here. Definitely not going to leave right away. Meet me in the studio! Ah! Ah! We gotta work on that, chat. I can't be doing that every day. I can't. I don't like that walk. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Alright. Here we go. We're in here. We're doing it. We're doing it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. You know what I mean? And before we get into all this craziness, and I'm serious, this is going to be a really good show. I want you guys to do yourselves a favor. There's many places that you could be right now. There's many things you could be doing. Give yourself a little credit. You have chosen wisely. This is going to be a good show. A goddamn great show, maybe. With the confidence. All right. Let's see who's in here. Let's see who's first in. Who are all these crazy people? Oh, we got a couple new members as well. That's good to see. Renee's in the building. David Nations is here. Chris is in the building. JT is here. Peter Farrett. Jordan is here. Mark Hamilton. Costello is here. Darth Clean. Lord Vito equals MCU. Bill M is in the building. Kendall's here. Josh I. Blue Velvet. John Harris. Cade. Jennifer Cook. For Cuscula Lopez. Hola, mi amigo. Brian O'Connor is here. Tim is here. Riley's in the building. Commissioner Gordon is here. Yinzer Jim, my favorite kind of Jim. Lots of awesome and beautiful people in here, guys. What's up? Happy to see you all here. Super Chats members coming in already. Barbaric. Riemann, welcome. You're a Nerd Avenger now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who is this other person? John Harris, welcome to the Nerd Avengers. You're a Nerd Avenger now. Do you think eventually they might try to make Venom into Agent Venom? All right, we'll get there, Sam. We'll get there, Sam. Okay? Just give me a minute. Look at this camera's fucking crooked, too. This is, like, crazy today. It's crazy. Definitely not changing stuff up in the studio and causing it a bunch of crazy stuff to happen behind the scenes. Hey, look, people waiting for the stream sub. I'm good with that. Ola from Argentina. Hola. All right, guys. I'm going to say what we're all thinking. The fuck's going on with Spider-Man 3? Honestly. We got to try to figure this out. And I got to try to straighten this camera out because it's driving me insane. Stay there. Is that a little bit better? Hey, how about that? Not bad. Okay. We got to talk about this. What is going on with this movie? Everybody and their mom has been rumored to be in this movie. This is going to be a crowded dance floor, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck? We're going to go into the theater. We're going to look at it. A report from Jeremy Conrad came out yesterday. We're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to get into that. But there's honestly, guys, look. Oh, shit. Show notes. Show notes. Look at me. Look at me. I do this professionally. Show notes! Show notes. This Saturday stream. Nerdvenger members. A couple of noon members just signed up. Make sure you try to come by on Saturday at noon. Big members only stream. Big time. Talking about stuff that other people can't know about. So come Saturday. Come on Saturday. It's going to be a good time. After Dark Thursday night. You've got a watch party Friday night. And I think that's everything. Unless I'm forgetting something. So there we go. Finally, somebody credible. You know, it's so funny. Like, so I agree. I like, okay, I really like, obviously, Jeremy. I've talked about it before, but I like MCU Cosmic. I like Jeremy Conrad a lot. I think he's real good. But definitely isn't the gospel. You know what I mean? Things that he says are definitely not the gospel. Most notably, Jeremy was one of the people very much against the possibility of Ben Affleck coming back for Batman. Like in a private setting in a conversation that I had with him. You know what I mean? Very much like that'll never happen. Came very strong at that. So again, look, we have a rule here. Anybody can get got. We just keep it real. Jeremy is incredible at what he does. He has great sources, but he also is a human being. He has biases, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But this one's pretty juicy, ladies and gentlemen. So let's look at the official report. Come on into the theater. Let's get into the theater. Let's get in here. Trickle in, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Everybody in here? Sorry about the sticky floor. If you really must grab popcorn, grab it quickly. I don't know how long we're going to be in here. Please have a seat. Okay. From MCU Cosmic, rumor, Miles Morales is headed to the MCU. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing some pretty interesting things come to light about Spider-Man 3 prior to the start of filming. We learned that Jamie Foxx would return as Electro, and Benedict Cumberbatch would be appearing as Doctor Strange. There are also a lot of other crazy rumors flying around out there, but today is one that is really cool if it turns out to be true. I have a source who's reliably told me some things on the DC side of the fence. Most recently about the Peacemaker series back in July. And they told me in the past week that Sony and Marvel have already found their live-action Miles Morales. I have no idea who it could be, or even if it's for Spider-Man 3, but that would make the most sense for his debut. We know Miles exists in the MCU. In the MCU Spider-Man Homecoming, Donald Glover, played by Aaron... Yeah. He played Aaron Davis. He played the Prowler. That was a great scene. Talked about it. Okay, so that is the official report. So what's this mean? It means he was told that Sony... Let's... A couple of things we want to do here. I want to break this down from that weird Josh perspective. Number one, the only things that he mentions in the beginning of the article are the Electro scoop and the Doctor Strange scoop. These were the officially, like the Hollywood trade-backed reports. Again, I try to explain the Hollywood trades, the relationship they have with the studios is unique. It tends to mean if the trades cover something, it is usually accurate, but it is also usually only part of the story. So I find that interesting, Jeremy. And I know Jeremy is not a big fan of some of the other rumors that are coming out, mostly the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield rumor. He seems to be pretty against that. But to me, it feels very similar to him being against the Ben Affleck report. You know, your notions about these things does not actually mean that they're factually correct. You know what I mean? So he says here that Sony and Marvel have already found their live-action Miles Morales. That is a statement that potentially spoils a lot. A lot of stuff that we already think is happening. But nonetheless, that statement is very interesting. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little hint, a little tease, a little insight, okay? One of the things you've got to do with regards to these people that have sources. I will read the super chats. I'll read the super chats. Give me a second, Trev. I'm like mid fucking. Anyway, I will read the super chats, everybody. Just relax. Okay. So this is one thing that these people all do that I find hilarious, and also it's really great if you're actually paying attention. Okay? $100 super chat from Doc? Yeah. Okay, here's what happened. These scoopers, they will often say things as though everybody knows what they know. They will slip up and they'll say things in casual conversation that often is more illuminating than what they say in a scoop. Like when Grace randomly said in one of her videos that the Snyder Cut is set to come out in the first quarter of next year. That's pretty crazy. It wasn't a scoop. It was just something she accidentally said, thinking everybody already knew that. And so you gotta check this out. You gotta look at this stuff. All right, you guys, look. These super chats better be good. Y'all are trolling pretty hard here. I did see these super chats. I said we're gonna talk about them in a minute. Jesus Christ. And we better get more likes on this video too. You guys are pissing me off, quite frankly. So I think here when Jeremy says Sony and Marvel have already found their live-action Miles Morales, that is indicative of a relationship between Sony and Marvel that while we all had guessed was real, it's just another piece of evidence that it is true. So Sony and Marvel found their Miles Morales. A couple of different things that could be going on here. What is that? Like seriously, what the hell does that mean? And what does it mean that this person would tell Conrad this so early out? Well, you guys know what I think it means? You know what I think it means? You know fucking what I think it means? You know what I fucking think? You know what I think? I'm fucking thinking. Oh my God, there's another super chat. Just relax, everybody. I will turn this car around. I will turn this car around if I have to. I absolutely will. Because now I don't even remember what the fuck I was doing. Okay, here we go. You know what I think it means? You wanna know what I think it means, man? I think they are going to cast multiple Miles Morales. We're getting multiple Miles. Duh. Hey, read my super chat. No! Fuck y'all. I'm going to get some coffee. I'm getting some more coffee. You can stare at Chewbacca for a second, bastards. Jesus Christ. Is this what we're doing today? Is this what we're doing now? Is this what we're doing? Everybody's saving up their lunch money so they can fucking super chat and try to ruin my flow on a show that I'm very excited for. I want to it's like 2-hour stream, really trying to do this thing, and everybody saved up their fucking lunch money. They didn't buy Girl Scout cookies just so they could super chat in here and throw off my flow. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope I'm not ignored. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Okay, so this is what I think they're going to do, everyone. It's my show. It's my stream. No, RG. No. All right, I'll get to that super chat. It's actually a really good one. But hang on. Everybody chill. Okay. The fuck? Yes, okay, so here's what I think's going on. People, I believe they are casting multiple Miles Morales. I think they're going to do Donald Glover as an older Miles Morales with Tobey. Trev, I'm ignoring you for a second here. I'm ignoring you. So that's what I think is going on. I think they're going to do a Miles there. Here's a Miles. There's a Miles. Everywhere's a Miles. Old Mick, Miles, whatever. So they're going to put him in the MCU, I believe, as a young person, very young. And then they'll do an older, more grizzled Miles with Tobey. So that's the way I would do it. And that's the way I think they will do it. Because they already are doing multiple Peter Parkers. Why wouldn't they do multiple Miles Morales? You know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense. And here's what I really think is going on here. Because Spider-Man 3 is getting wildly crowded. And a lot of us are trying to figure out, like, what is the plot of this movie? Like, what's going on in this film? Is this movie just going to be like, let's jump here, let's jump there, we're going to jump into this universe, we're going to see this shit, and then we're going to jump over here, we're going to do this? Is it like, remember that scene in Doctor Strange where he gets, like, basically booped out of his body? And she's like, boop! And then he's like, ah! Well, I think, imagine a 2-hour movie of that. And instead of it just being Doc, it's Doc and Peter. And Peter's like going crazy and like, you know, and they just keep going through universe and universe. That's almost what this movie sounds like if you take all of these rumors for at face value. Right? Ridiculous. So what I think might be happening is that, and I will get to the super chats in just a minute, okay? Let me finish my point, and then we'll get into the super chats. Relax. Everybody relax. I think Tobey and Andrew may well be cameos in Spider-Man 3. And I think more Spider-Verse stuff is actually going to happen more over on the Sony side of things. And I think the majority of the film is going to focus on Peter, his struggles, Doctor Strange, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that's what it's going to be. But he'll also come into contact with these other Spider-Men. I do think that's going to happen. And the Venom thing, I believe that will happen as well. But some of this could be post-credits. Some of it could be like in Age of Ultron, where there were a lot of like little threads set up for the future of the universe in this movie, making it a very dense, kind of sprawling film, you know? And some people really didn't like it and all that, but yeah, that's what I think is going to go on. Trying to make sense of all these rumors is crazy, but Jeremy is a very reliable source. I doubt he would report that if he hadn't actually heard that. You know what I mean? Anyway, now we're out. Now I'll read some super chats. Jesus Christ. And now it's like not popping up the... Dude, YouTube is such garbage. What a garbage website. Biggest video website on the planet. It's fucking garbage. I can't even see the super chats via this thing. Jesus Christ. Now they're gonna make me fucking... Okay. Let's start with, oh, Jesus. Say my name, and it better be in the same tone Trinity says it. Mr. Anderson. Thanks for the super chat, brother. All right, how do I scroll up to get these super chats? Okay, Trev says, will a live-action Miles be the same character from the animated Spider-Verse? That's actually a really good question. That is yet to be determined. Are they going to bring the Spider-Verse characters into live action? Because a lot of people think that Peter B. Parker is Toby. You know what I mean? But it's Jack Johnson, right? Interesting. I don't know. That's a great question, though, Trev, and I appreciate the love. I appreciate you being a butthole. Yeah, maybe they could. I mean, they could bring in Penny Parker. Oh, man, Spider-Man Noir with Nick Cage in live action. I would lose my shit. I'd lose it. But that's what I mean. Like, you can't do Spider-Verse as Spider-Man 3. You can set up Spider-Verse in Spider-Man 3. I mean, technically, you can do whatever you want. But I am getting this feeling that the movie's going to be ridiculous. And it's going to fix the Sony relationship, diegetically speaking. But I just don't know how much priority there's going to be on establishing the Spider-Men and the multiverse into the plot of Doctor Strange 2. Feels pretty crowded. Feels pretty crowded. Okay, let's keep going through these super chats. We'll knock out a few super chats, and then there's plenty of other stuff I want to talk about as well. Super chat, says Trinity. Dude, somebody had a great super chat before Trev, and I literally cannot find it. Read my super chat. Everybody's just saying, read my super chat. Don't ignore me. Okay, here we go. RG 208080. Do you think there is a possibility that the animated Spider-Verse could cross over with the live-action Spider-Verse? Okay, this is exactly what we were just talking about. And I do think it's possible. It's interesting to see how all of that is going to work. I mean, I'd probably keep it separate because then you can actually bring Tom Holland into the next Spider-Verse, like, you know, depending, of course. But what if you actually brought them in and had them voice those characters? That'd be pretty crazy, huh? So that's what I would do, but who knows? Another super chat from Trev says, hey, Tren, what it like being the biggest a-hole in a room including me? hey, yeah, you both could battle it out for that for sure. Unsubscribed! I'm still a Nerdvenger, though. Oh, shit. Oh, nice. I'll take it. Yo, there was another super chat that I literally cannot see. And it was good, and I don't remember. Oh, okay, here we go. Sam Shills. Here we go. Sam Shills. Do you think eventually they might try to make Venom into Agent Venom or just still stick to the regular old Venom? What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's possible they'll do Flash Thompson and they'll do Agent Venom? Because I gotta be real, dude. I like that dude that plays Flash in the new Johns with Holland, but that dude can't be Flash. That dude can't be Agent Venom. He's like 120 pounds soaking wet. Better hit the gym. Better get his Battinson on. Eddie Brock as Agent Venom. That'd be an interesting way to go. Huh. Tom Hardy. Can they do that, though? I mean, I don't know about all that. I can't see Agent Venom on the screen, but I do love the character. Feige surprised us, though, so who knows? Yeah. Commissioner Gordon, too broke to super chat, but do you think we could get animated MCU movies? Well, isn't that kind of what Elseworlds is? Isn't that kind of what the What Ifs is? The What If show is animated MCU. And I think it's canon. Those worlds are canon, or those universes are canon. They're just in the multiverse. You know what I mean? Is Ned going to turn bad? Side note, have you seen the kid that plays Ned got ripped? Yeah, man. I didn't see that he got ripped. I know that he shredded a lot of weight. You know what I mean? So that's cool. Gambino as the Prowler. Yeah, but I want Gambino as Miles Morales. Josh, can you please react to Marvel's Spider-Verse reveal trailer? Yeah. Are you talking about the video game trailer? Yo, Joe Manganiello Thompson would be great. I have seen his weight loss, Kendall. He's looking good, but apparently he's ripped as well. Good for him. He literally already is the Prowler. Yes, he is. In the 616. In the main universe, he is, yes. Serious question. Peter is going to see Uncle Ben in another universe, right? I mean, right? You know, Uncle Ben dying might be a universal truth. It might be a universal thing. It might like be always is that way. Because even in Spider-Verse, most of the time Uncle Ben is dead, or a different character like replaces Uncle Ben, like Peter was for Gwen. Josh, are we getting Doc Ock again? I think 100%. There's no way they're not gonna do Doc Ock. There's probably just they're trying to figure out how to get that guy to sign or whatever. My two brothers are the definition of jacked. The dude is not ripped, but he did slim up. Okay, right on, Jenna. Right on. We need Armored Spider from I agree. Serious question. Why did you leave Plymouth, Minnesota? I went to Armstrong High School in Plymouth because it's cold, man. It's really, really cold there. Minnesota's great, except for like 3 or 4 months every single year. Dude, seriously, it's the coldest fucking place I've ever lived. It's ridiculous. Like, it's very cold there. And I'm Slavic. I'm Polish, and I was still like, I don't know about this. I live directly north of Minnesota. That's probably why you're such a butthole, Trev. I'm not from Plymouth. No, I lived there for a couple of years. No, I'm not from there. Thoughts on them possibly killing Happy and making him the new Uncle Ben? Yeah, no, they don't need to do all that. They don't need to do all that. Happy can stick around. And he already has Uncle Ben. He just doesn't talk about Uncle Ben. You know what I mean? And the whole reason is because, I don't know if you guys know this or not. Ooh, dude, Tombstone, quote of the day. And all he said was Scarlet Spider. Because now I'm going to geek out about this. Now I'm going to geek out about this shit. Okay, listen. Listen. Yeah, Kane. Oh. They can do Kane now. At this point, they're doing all this crazy shit. They can do Kane. In fact, maybe we need to get into the theater. And I just need to show you some images of Kane. This is my guy, dude. This is my guy. In fact, let's do it, because then we can watch that video as well. Toby's Spider-Man comes to 616 and hits on sexy Aunt May. Ooh, barbaric. Yikes, dude. That would be a little much. That would be a little much. All right, let me give you a TLDR on what we got going on here. So, in the 90s, there was a comic book run where a character called the Jackal was creating clones of Peter Parker. And there was a story called Identity Crisis, I believe is what it was called. Someone check me on that. And it had these 3 characters mostly involved. You have your Peter Parker, standard Peter, in the center. Okay? You have Ben Reilly on the right, the perfect clone of Peter Parker. And then you have Kane, the Scarlet Spider, horrible clone that was degenerating, considered a failure by the Jackal, cast aside. And in the 90s, Kane looked like, let me see if I can find an image here. He looked pretty effing horrible. Here's part of it right here. Not looking too great there. You know what I mean? Not looking too great. He gets even worse. And he wears this like sweet armor in the 90s. Let me see if I can find this. 90s. Ooh, here we go. Yeah. Look at this. This shit's so cool. Here he is. Open the picture bigger. Fuck. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, he's a bad guy for a long time. You know, they do like this Phantom of the Opera kind of thing with him. But he always had, because, you know, he's a clone of Peter, there was always like this sort of like this light in him. You know what I mean? Despite being a villain, there was always sort of this light inside Kane. Okay? Now, later on, they did some really interesting stuff with the character around Spider Island. Okay? And I'm skipping over a bunch of stuff where, like, Kane kind of kills fucking Ben Reilly and shit. But, so you skip ahead to this thing called Spider Island where everybody's getting turned into a spider person. It was really wild. And then where I fell in love with this character was Christopher Yost, who is an absolute G of a writer. He's actually written on the MCU quite a bit. He's just not like a big flashy name, but he does pickups and rewrites for the MCU a lot. He writes on a lot of the animated shows. He's a comic book writer or whatever as well. So he wrote an incredible run of Kane Scarlet Spider, where Kane, after Spider Island, was like, I'm out. He went down to Houston, Texas. He busted up a drug deal. He had like millions of dollars in cash, and he was going to cross the border into Mexico and disappear completely. But then he stumbles upon this human trafficking thing, and he's like, all right, well, I'll stop this human trafficking thing, and then I'm going to Mexico. And he keeps getting drawn back. He keeps getting pulled back into being a hero, and eventually, like, kind of becomes pretty heroic in Houston. But the thing I love about Kane is that he's just as strong as Peter, in some ways stronger, because he has the other as well, which is a whole nother rabbit hole that we could go down. Kane actually not only kills the Spider Queen, but I believe he kills Moreland, the main dude in the first Spider-Verse thing, because the other comes out. I'm getting real fucking sweaty over here. I apologize. But point being, Kane is a badass dude. He's a badass, and I needs him in the MCU or Sony. And so that's been my TED Talk about Kane Scarlet Spider. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I'd rather have 2099. Why not both? Why not both? Why not both? Silhouette is sweet. Yeah. Kane. He's too much of a badass for Disney. We'll see. Maybe they can bend a little bit on that. Ooh, Norin Rad says, do you think we'll ever see Cosmic Spider-Man in the MCU? Well, we would need to have the power of Cosmic established a little bit more, but yeah, that would be great. So, hey, look, we're getting closer to Kane actually coming, and I honestly can't believe it. Like, this nerdy world we live in is so crazy, you guys. Like, it's crazy this is actually a thing. Like, this could actually happen. You know what I mean? So, Josh, how many spiders is too many? Well, let's open up that question to you guys. What do you guys think? How many spiders, specifically for Spider-Man 3, would be too many? How many is too many? Give me a number. How many is too many? 7. 1. 4. More than 7. 5. 30. 6. 5. 10 is too many. No such thing as too many. 5, 15. These are some big numbers, guys. I don't think you guys are that worried. Jenna says 1. So I've always liked Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider, but the Spider Clones and Spider Island was not good. The Scarlet Spider run was very good. Yeah, I agree. I think that run outshines Spider Island, but Spider Island had some cool stuff going on as well. Yeah. So, look, I'm just going to be real. Like, many of you, like, the lowest numbers, I mean, I've seen some 1s and all that. Ezra Bridger in Spider-Man 3, oh, if only. So I see some 1s and all that, but honestly, it seems like you guys are pretty okay with Spider-Mans and a lot of Spider-Mans being in the film. That's kind of the consensus that I'm seeing here. Okay, I kind of want to watch. Wasn't there a Miles Morales gameplay? Wasn't there a new trailer? 16 hours ago? Let's check this out. While we're Spider-Manning it up. Might as well, right? Might as well Spider-Mans it up. Oh, pause it. All right, everybody ready? Here we go.
Going down. Helix 2 is going down. Freeze. Helix 2 is down.
Pretty cool.
No casualties. Payload compromised.
Response team dispatched. Sit tight, Helix 2.
Pete, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. We got this. Just need to contain it before...
Uh-oh. Someone's busting out.
Before that happens.
Who is it?
Hello, tiny spider.
Uh-oh. It's Das Rhino. That looks cool. Oh, snap. Oh! Oh! Oh, that's awesome. Damn, that's so cool, man. Whew. This game's gonna be dope. Hey, who's got a PS5 I could borrow? That looks really cool, man. Wasn't there more to this trailer, though? I thought there was more. Somebody mentioned to me, and this is kind of interesting, but if you check out the very beginning of this trailer, like, he's, Miles here is still, like, sliding down. They were basically showing that, like, Miles, even in this game, is going to be a little bit amateur, and he's going to be still struggling with certain aspects of his powers and things like that. And if you juxtapose his stuff against Peter's, it's kind of creates this cool juxtaposition. Like, you see how he's, like, sliding down? And Peter just sticks. And he's still got one hand when he's web slinging here, because he kind of needs one hand still on the wall. Kind of cool. I want to talk about some other things that are going on in the world, though, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna just I want to make sure this looks okay on the screen, but I want to just hop into the Reddit and go over a few things with you from Reddit land, and then we will get into strict Q&A. And then we will get into strict Q's and A's. Let's see what's going on here. So wait, did somebody say they were going to give me a PS5 in the chat? Did somebody say that? Somebody's got me on that? Who is it? Who is it? They said a high five. Oh shit. Okay. We could do the Invincible trailer. I thought we already watched some of the stuff on that, but first let's just see what's going on here. Actually, there's some specific things I want to talk about here. Oh yeah, Star Wars. We're gonna shift into Star Wars land for a second. This was actually really interesting. You know what this is? Oh no, are we gonna make some people mad? We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about Pedro. We talk about Pedro. Did I miss going over the Batman photos? Because we skipped DC. We did skip DC, and I didn't even go over those photos. But to be honest with you, I don't think there's much to talk about with those photos. She looks great. He looks cool. I mean, I don't know what else to talk about. The only thing worth talking about, we did talk about this yesterday. We put up Fatal J's video. Fatal J was talking about how, obviously, like, the Doomcock report and all the people that reported on the Doomcock report were wrong, because they said there was going to be another shutdown and that Robert Pattinson was being really difficult, etc., etc. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this, man. This is kind of an interesting thing. I perused through this article earlier, but the thing that I find very funny about the article is that, to me, it kind of explains why none of the trades are, we're jumping on that Pedro story, okay? It's literally called Under the Helmet. How ironic, you know? There's a lot of stuff he's talking about Wonder Woman as well, okay? But there's a specific thing I want to talk to you about here. Okay, this is funny. We'll start here. Convincing any actor to hide their face for the run of a series can be as precarious as escaping a sarlacc pit. To win Pascal over in their final initial meeting, Favreau brought him behind the Mandalorian curtain into a conference room prepared with storyboards covering the arc of the first season. He walked in. It must have felt a little surreal, Favreau says. You know, most of your experiences as an actor, people are kicking the tires to see if it's a good fit. But in this case, everything was locked and loaded. Yeah, because most of the show was created without him. You know what I mean? Needless to say, it worked. I hope this doesn't sound like me fashioning myself like I'm, so smart, but I agreed to do this show because the impression I had when I had my first meeting was that this is the next big thing. Shit is really what he says, okay? Favreau's determination to cast Pascal, however, put the actor in a tricky situation. Pascal's own comments to make Wonder Woman 1984 in London and to perform in Broadway run of King Lear with Grelda Jackson barreled right into the production schedule for The Mandalorian. Some scenes on the show, and in at least one case, a full episode, would need to lean on the anonymity of the title character more than anyone had quite planned, with two stunt performers, Brendan Wayne and Latrice Crowder, playing the Mando on set, and Pascal dubbing in the dialogue months later. Do you see where we're going with this? Let's just keep reading. This is getting a little juicy. Pascal was already being asked to smother one of his best tools as an actor. Extraordinarily uncommon for anyone shouldering the newest iteration of a global live-action franchise. Imagine Robert Downey Jr. only playing Iron Man while wearing a mask. You can't! Now he had to hand over control of Mando's body to other performers too? Some actors would have walked away. Some actors would have walked away. I'm filling up my coffee. You sit on that for a second. Is this real? Motherfucker, this is Variety. This is the Hollywood trades. This is as real as it gets. All right, let's keep going. Some actors would walk away. Pascal didn't. If there were more than just a couple of pages of a one-on-one scene, I did feel uneasy about not, in some instances, being able to totally author that, he says. But it was so easy in such a sort of practical and unexciting way for it to be up to them. When you're dealing with a franchise as large as this, you are such a passenger to however they're going to carve it out. It's just so specific. It's Star Wars. And then in parentheses, for season 2, Pascal says he was on the set far more, though he still sat out many Mando stunts. Why is this in parentheses? Why was this added later? I'll leave you to decide. The Mandalorian was indeed the next big shit, helping to captivate a launch of Disney Plus to 26.5 subscribers in its first 6 weeks. With the Star Wars movies frozen in carbonite until 2023 at least, I noted offhand that he's now effectively the face of one of the biggest pop culture franchises in the world. Pascal could barely suppress rolling his eyes. And this is what he said. I mean, come on. There isn't a face! He says with a laugh that feels maybe a little forced. If you want to know, you're the silhouette, which is also a team effort, then yeah, he pauses. Can we just cut the shit and talk about the child? Interesting. But I'm sure nothing happened. I'm sure he's all good. I'm sure it's fine. What do you guys think? I think I'm too high for this article. Nice. Perfect answer. Perfect answer. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So when I read this, I was like, oh yeah, so they're gonna kind of dance around it. They're not gonna admit it, but yeah, it totally happened. They added stuff, like literally, by they I mean the studio. They added stuff to this article afterwards, after they checked it out. And yet, this person is brave enough. Who wrote this? Adam B. Very. Adam B. Very is brave enough to at least talk about and to paint accurately, I think, Pascal's attitude towards this situation. Anyway, keep going. New Mando stuff. New Mando.
Something I want. You have something I want.
Cool music.
It will be mine.
Dope music. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I wonder if this is Pedro. But really, who cares? Dude, that's dope, though. Whew! Jetpack and all on a ship. Looks like maybe even that Imperial base, if you look at the background. Kara. Din. Chillin'. I wonder if this is Pedro. Who cares? My man.
Mandalorian, new season
Landed
streaming
right at
on-
the end. Superhero landing. Wonder if that's Pedro, though. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a thing we can talk about. Here's a whole fucking thing that we can talk about. This, I really do want to know what you guys think, okay? Because I have to do a video about this. Not exactly pumped. Okay. So right now, this is blowing up in the Star Wars community, and my friend, my co-host for the Nerd Theory podcast, Star Wars Theory, is getting a fair bit of shit because of this news. Apparently, Luke was going to die in episode 8 in the treatments that were done by George Lucas in 2012. So, question for y'all. What do you think? What do you think of this? What do you make of this situation? Because I want to get into it. Sounds interesting. Nothing. Was anybody surprised Luke would die? Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate the love. Says, the last scene doesn't look like Mando taking off. Wait, what? Are you trying to tell me that could be the Bobes? Could be the Bobster? I think that looks like Din. I think that's Din. Yeah, pretty sure. See what you all think about this Luke thing. I don't care. Not a surprise to me. Yoda dies. Why wouldn't Luke? Vote for Mando shirts. That's a beautiful idea. Thought would have been completely different story anyway. I agree. Thought like would be on one to come back and save the universe, but I don't know how to feel about that. Didn't Luke die in The Last Jedi? He did. He did. What the freak? Tomorrow's going to be the rumor Nicholas Hammond is going to appear in Yeah. Hey, Steve. Missed the last 2 days. What did I miss? And how was the wedding? Wedding was great. Wedding was beautiful. It was a great weekend, man. It was a great weekend. And what did you miss? I mean, we just talked about nerdy things, man. Just holding it down as we do, as per usual. Maybe it would have worked with a different story being told. Yeah. So, okay. A couple of different things. Number one, I can't help but feel as though Disney has a few fuck faces that work for them. Because my gut reaction, by the way, Theory hit me up when this happened last night, and he was like, bro, get on a stream with me and let's talk about this. And I feel terrible, but it's Jason from Polyhedral Paradise's fault, because I did download Baldur's Gate 3, and I played a shit ton of Baldur's Gate 3 last night. It was fucking dope. And if I wasn't balls deep in that game, I could have broke off, and I could have done a stream with Theory. And so thanks a lot, Jason. You know me, always accountable for my own actions. Now listen, what do I mean Lucasfilm has a bunch of fuck faces? Here's what I mean. This is what I can't understand. The fans have been very curious about George Lucas's plans. The fans have been very curious about George Lucas's treatments, drafts. Bob Iger's book only brings more attention to this issue. And so fans have been looking for answers with regards to the question, how much of George's story was told in the sequels? And so I find it very odd that they would come out with a new book and literally, because this is some kind of a title page here. You know what I mean? This is some kind of a title page, and it's going to get into a chapter. And on a title page, boom, big, black, bold letters, Luke Skywalker's destiny. Years before The Last Jedi began development. The treatment left behind by George Lucas in 2012 also had Episode 8 be the one wherein Luke Skywalker would die. So why is one of the first official times that we are hearing about George's stories only used in this underhanded, slimy, kind of fuck you fanboys and man babies sort of a way? Why? This feels like the most petty, underhanded, biggity bullshit thing that I could imagine. Wouldn't be surprised if Pablo is attached to it, right? Probably is. The fuck is this? It's almost 2021. The Last Jedi was years ago. So, what is this? You know what I mean? And I feel like this is why Lucasfilm can't get out of the woods. Because they have motherfuckers creating content. This is a published book. This is something that a bunch of motherfuckers got paid to create. They're also going to want a bunch of Star Wars fans to buy this book. Why can't we get out of the woods? Why can't we bring back the fan base? Why can't we get back to normal? Because people in your own company are putting out flagrant ass shit like this trying to stoke the flames. People in your company are not actually interested in the 4 quadrants, bringing in as many Star Wars fans as possible, being true to George Lucas's vision at all. And the idea that you would come out and make a statement like this to try to explain in so many words that, hey, we're just doing the same thing that George would have done. Fuck out of here with that. Nobody believes you. Nobody thinks that's what's what. And you continue to look exactly the way you are. Two-faced. Shit makes me sick. The idea that The Last Jedi has any semblance to a story that George would have told with those kind of characters, those same characters, is laughable. I have it on very good authority. And again, for legal purposes, I have no sources. I don't know anything about anything. I have below average IQ. I'm just some dude on the internet. I'm on a 3rd floor basement. Think about it. Think about it. But I have it on good authority that George called The Last Jedi a soulless film. Soulless. Like a husk, like a Dementor. Of course, I wouldn't know that. I have no way of knowing that. But that's what I heard. And so this here makes me sick. Makes me sick. It makes me sick that they don't understand that this is the problem. This is what's going on. You can't control trolls unless you have them on salary. Jesus Christ. Clean it up, John. Clean it up, man. I'm over it. Anyway, let's keep going. See what else we got going on. See what else is going on in this crazy world. Talked about Miles heading there. It's really, really cool. They cast Miles. Yeah. Okay, here's a little article that we can dig into because I know many of you are like, bring Charlie Cox back, and all that, okay? Netflix will hold the rights to these shows and the characters for at least an additional 2 years after the cancellation date. Okay, so here's the news. This is according to The Direct. October 12, 2020 marks the 2nd year from Iron Fist cancellation, meaning this is like the first day that Marvel Studios could be able to start development on anything related to the property. This would mean that Marvel has access to Danny Rand, Colleen Wig, and other supporting characters from Iron Fist, allowing the studios to develop new shows or integrate the characters into the Marvel films or series. It's unclear whether Disney would gain access to the Netflix series themselves, calling into question whether Iron Fist could feasibly hop over to Disney Plus. Okay, so let me explain. The only way that these, and look, I could be wrong here, but this is how I'm reading the situation. The only way that these characters in their Netflix iteration would show up in the MCU is if Netflix sold the actual shows back to Disney. And then Disney would take them off of Netflix and put them on to Disney Plus. Otherwise, there is no way. Be a cold day in hell, icicles made of sweat, if that were to happen. Not happening. But it does mean that they can develop these characters and do their own things. And I know everybody's like, but what about the multiverse? The multiverse is making it possible. The reason Sony is integrating into the Marvel multiverse is because Sony has stuff that Feige wants. That's it. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So this is what Casey Walsh is saying, also a very good insider about the Toby deal. They have not signed a deal, but Feige is interested. Okay, so again, and I sort of explained this in the video yesterday. There's just too much smoke, guys. There's too much smoke for there not to be fire there. We don't know the exact in and outs of how that deal is going to go, but there's too much smoke. Spider-Verse is happening. Spider-Man 3 is going to be absolutely insane. Yeah, we're headed towards some crazy stuff. Oh, here's something we could get into, ladies and gentlemen. I found this to be a very cool report. Oh, Josh, Invincible? Yeah. Give me a second here. Give me a second. The MCU's Wolverine will reportedly be more of an anti-hero. I just want to get to the news. Where's the news, man? Come on. Okay. Insider Daniel Richtman. Who's that? I've never heard of this guy. What's his track record? I'm skeptical. Calls that MCU's model of the Wolverine might be positioned as an anti-hero. Extra according to his comedian ebooks origins. Though you may argue that Jackman's Logan was hardly a black and white good man, even when he at all times did the appropriate factor ultimately. Who wrote this? The smartest factor Kevin Feige and his group might do is be certain that their model of the character is as completely different as attainable from what got here earlier than, and portray him with particular shades of gray. This is not a native English speaker that wrote this, I don't think. Amanda Pereira. Look, Amanda, I'm not trying to be a dick, but this ain't it. Okay. So, Wolverine, anti-hero. Thoughts. Chat. Thoughts. I need to know. So, am I the only one that feels like this MCU Spider-Verse absolutely kills the hype for the animated Spider-Verse sequel? It kind of does, but if you're Sony, do you really care? Because here's the thing. That animated movie made like $500 million, which is great for an animated movie, but really, when you factor in cost, that movie had a much thinner margin than even something like Venom. Venom's margin is probably like 300% what Spider-Verse's margin was. So, you know, is what it is. I'm down, says Chris. Yeah. Ooh, Idris is the next 007? I would love it, brother. I would love it. Idris would be perfect. You ever seen his show, Luther? Whew! He's incredible in that show. Okay. Starting to think that Daniel Richtman is full of shit. Yeah. You're not the only one. We'll see. Time will tell, I guess, huh? Time will tell. He's an assassin. Yeah. So that's what I want for Logan. I want Logan to be like a hired gun, very much X Factor, like doing almost Punisher-esque, like being Punisher-esque. I knew he was a DJ. I didn't know he had bars though. Bashti. By the way, I saw your text yesterday. I'll get back to you today. I apologize. I think someone said Idris is too old to be 007. Well, he is getting older every year. Hey, Josh. It would mean the world if you could react to a fan-made Spider-Verse fan edit of Toby, Andrew, and Tom from yesterday. It's called Marvel Studios Spider-Verse Reveal Trailer. All right. Let me see if I can find it. It's called what? It's called Marvel's Copy. Let's see. Let's check it out. Is this it from Smasher? Is this it? Is this the one? I think this is it. Whoa. Is this it, brother?
Oh, what then? Wait. Oh. Oh, my. Oh, Peter. Oh, for a second.
Aw, man. You trying to make me cry? You trying to make me cry? I'm not crying. You're crying.
Everybody's gone. Can you believe that it's 2 years next month since he was taken?
What's wrong about you?
What's wrong about you, Peter? The city needs you. You're gonna make enemies. People will get hurt. Sometimes people closest to you.
Yep.
So I want you to promise me something, okay? Leave Gwen out of it.
He promises you can't keep his burger.
Yeah, but those are the best kind.
You look really pretty.
Therefore, I have value?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I was just...
I'm messing with you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You look pretty too.
Everybody loves a hero.
Whatever life holds in store for me,
It's
I will
great,
never
dude.
forget
Music's
these
great.
words. With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I?
You're the Spider Lady, crime-fighting Spider. Spider-Boy?
Cool. Damn, it's only halfway?
Where am I?
Gentlemen, we have one mission. You're coming with us.
It's a hard path. People look up to you.
It's a good song. We'll probably get
I need
copy
your
struck
help.
for it. Probably get copy struck.
Even if you win a battle sometimes.
It's a
maybe
cover,
not.
so maybe not, but... Yo.
Everybody needs help sometimes, Peter. Even Spider-Man.
The snap to our boat in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
Yeah, man. Hype. That was pretty cool. Yeah. That was dope. You know, a lot of people were saying, like, Tobey's too old now. And I was looking back at him, like, the shots from Spider-Man 1 and 2, and I guess 3 too, where he's, like, web swinging, like, flinging around and doing all that craziness. And you're right, like, phew, I don't think he could do that at his age now. They definitely did not use CGI before, so that's going to be a problem. Anyway. See what else is going on in the nerdy world. You know what? It's probably about time for Q&A, huh? Probably about time just to chill with you guys. Been ignoring the chat for a little while, so now we can get back into the chat setting and just hang. See about this. What's on your mind, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about? What are you talking about? What's on your mind? First look at the SpongeBob prequel series. Camp Coral has been released. That's cool. How many movies does it take to do a great Spider-Verse in the MCU Sony? Another trilogy? Well, my thing is I think it'll be teased on and start on in Spider-Man 3, but then I think Sony will do their own version of it with all the other Spider-Man, maybe Holland as well, over in their universe. This Miles Morales thing is rumors, not confirmed yet. That is correct. That is correct. Has your blood pressure recovered from what? What you mean? Oh, from the Disney thing? Yeah. Oh my God. Will you be voting in 2020 presidential election? I'm writing in Kathleen Kennedy. Good for you, Joe. Good for you. Hey, Josh, with DC fast-tracking the Green Lantern show, do you think Marvel will fast-track a show or a film about Nova? So, apparently, there was a lot of buzz around the Nova project. Apparently, there's something Nova. Now, some people believe that on December 10th, for the big investor call, we're going to get a lot more information about coming Disney Plus shows. And so the Nova Project might be one of those shows. I don't know what to expect on that day. I think they're going to talk numbers. I think they're going to talk future, blah, 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 blah. So. Josh, I know you're a busy man. Did you have a chance to check out my Chuck You skills on Instagram? I didn't see it, brother. Is that something you were doing on your feed or whatever? Did you see that Spider-Man 3 starts shooting this Friday in New York City? Yeah, they're starting up. Thor 4 is starting up. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series is starting up. And they're already shooting this year. I know a lot of people think they're going to start next year, but they're starting this year. Pablo Hidalgo book, Raise the Blood Pressure just a bit. Good to see color returning into your face. Thanks, Santa. Look, you know, it is what it is, but that's how I feel. And they have to convince me otherwise. You know what I mean? I don't think that was that unreasonable of a stance. Is the old rumor about Feige making 9 movies looking like it's going to happen? I'm not sure what you mean, brother. I don't know that rumor. Maybe we talked about it before. Maybe I'm misremembering or not remembering or whatever. So, see you later. Spider-Man shooting in New York City. Okay, I'm going back to the box office. Oh, 9 Tom Holland movies. Okay. I don't know about that. I have to look into that, man. I remember something about that, but I'd have to go down the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Mando did got a trailer too that come yesterday. So I don't really consider that a second trailer. Pretty sure it's still the same trailer, just with some additional shots for social. So I don't think that's the same trailer. I think we're going to get another trailer that is completely different sometime soon. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, to tell Tom Spidey's the famous quote with great power. Yeah. I think so. And that would be really cool, actually. Yeah. Josh, do you think Garfield should get a 3rd movie just to end off the universe with a trilogy? No. Nope. But I think his character is going to live on. We're going to see more of that character, and he will play a role moving forward. Yeah. Yeah, TV spot. Yeah. Black Adam movie may introduce Just Society of America villain Eclipso. I did see that. That would be cool. Any chance of a time jump in Spider-Man 3? The thought crossed my mind when I saw Ned all slim and shit. True. They're going to have to figure that out, huh? True. Mando in 3 weeks, baby! Let's go. If Toby came back, would you like him to rock a beard? If he is rocking a beard, it can't be that crazy of a beard because he needs to fit the mask over it. Do we know why Black Adam has been taken off their calendar? Yes, but it's just because there's other films are more of a priority. Black Adam is a big movie, big budget, and so they're probably just sidelining it for a while until they see what happens with the theaters. Do you not want a 3rd Amazing Spider-Man? No, not really. But that's just because I'm not so attached to that. Like, I don't need that. I don't. Like, in my mind, that story just continued anyway. You know what I mean? And then we will see the threads of that in the multiverse, in the Spider-Verse. If we don't get all 3 Spider-Man sharing a delicious pizza, we riot. Yeah, and we need Toby to be the guy that brings it. And then he's like, pizza time. And then they all eat. That would be dope. Next Mando trailer within 2 weeks of release. Yep, I agree. Ghost Rider versus Hellboy. Ghost Rider. Josh, what do you think about not having seen Ahsoka before season 2? Do you think it's better or not? Obviously, we haven't gotten season 2 yet, but it's looking slim on the chance of seeing her before. Yeah, that's a tough one for me, man. It's a tough one for me. Because I was told some things about how we will see her before the season. You know? So, I don't know. I don't know what to believe with that. seems like with this show, they're just not teasing really anything. You know? This marketing is so weird. It's basically just like, yeah, we're doing it again. You know? Pizza time! Yo, Commissioner Gordon, I get you, bro. I get you. Jesus. How many times are you going to put that in the chat? I guess it will be the last 30-second teaser days before. Yeah, something like that, yeah. When will you do Mando streams? Friday morning? Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. If we see Sabine, will she keep her helmet on? No. I think we'll see her with helmet and without. Is Beast going to be an Agents of S.W.O.R.D. series? There is no Agents of S.W.O.R.D. series. Been doing a great job cutting out the cussing for Annabelle. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm trying. Look, sometimes, especially when I get hot, it's going to happen. But I'm trying not to just swear all the time. We'll see. Working on it. Working on it. Who's all on that squadrons? Okay, let me say something. I need to say something. So Theory and myself and Star Wars HQ are all participating in a big esports tournament. Okay? And we got a couple slots. So we're having tryouts. So if you're absolutely incredible at Star Wars Squadrons and you want to hop on, I was told that I could fill these slots. So let me know. Thoughts on the rumors of Tobey Maguire popping up in the Multiverse of Madness? Yeah, I think it's pretty safe bet. I think that's pretty safe. What's your thoughts on the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV show coming to Amazon Prime? I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be dope. Tryouts, you say? Yeah, I thought of you too, Adam. I was like, I wonder how much, because I saw you were, or no, Ryan. I saw Ryan was on yesterday. And I was like, I wonder who's getting good. Who's getting good? Because I can make that Y-Wing sing. I'm the best Y-Wing pilot in the galaxy. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. I'm the best. When is the Amazon Prime Lord of the Rings series coming out again? I don't know. It's still in development. David Nation says, Josh, every time I try to play Squadrons, I fall asleep. Tough game to play. Yeah, it's not for everybody. That's for sure. And I'm surprised it's not doing better than it is. I think it should be doing better than it is. Now, this is pod racing. Could Sony's Silk and Spider-Woman get involved in Spider-Man 3? It is possible. It is possible. What's your thoughts about the Wheel of Time TV show coming to Amazon Prime? It better be fantastico. Gotta compete. Gotta compete. Did you hear that the Lord of the Rings show is going to be rated R? I don't think it's going to be rated R. I think it was trying to tap into the Game of Thrones stuff with the sex appeal a little bit, but I think that story actually got debunked. I think that's a little bit of fake news, so I would just relax. Have you watched Raised by Wolves? Raised by Wolves is my favorite show of this year. I think it's fantastic. I think Raised by Wolves destroys The Boys. The Boys Season 2 showed me that The Boys is just going to be from here on out. Not great, not horrible, just all right. That's The Boys. Raised by Wolves, best show on television. Oh my God. Yeah, you're gonna love it. Raised by Wolves is where it's at, man. How does Disney's decision to bring movies to streaming impact the Sony Marvel deal? Well, it probably makes Sony a little bit happier about putting their shows on Disney Plus. Probably opens up a little bit more excitement for Sony. I mean, think about this. Sony is so behind in the streaming wars. And this is what's crazy. If you're Sony, this is what's fucking insane. you literally have IP. You've got IP that you don't even own. You just license. So you have license for IP that is so valuable. This is what's crazy. Think about this. This IP is so valuable that you might be able to wedge your way into one of the biggest streaming platforms on the planet and get a little piece of that pie? What? The Spider-Man IP is so valuable that Sony's like, hey man, can we get in on that streaming thing? Crazy. If that ends up being true, of course. That's what I think. I just try to talk before I finish drinking my coffee. Before I fully swallowed it, I just try to talk. Don't do that. Trinity is on. Trinity is on. You don't have to sing. Trinity, are you streaming? Trinity, are you streaming? Lies. The Boys was effing phenomenal. They're getting Jason Eccles in season 3. Yeah, The Boys is alright. That finale really wasn't that great. It was cool, but it's not that great. In my opinion. Choking on them lies. Josh, what is your thought on Disney Plus adding an additional feature for adult content? I think it's really smart. I think it was inevitable. I also think, again, it's going to help other companies that want to work with them. So the Fox properties will show up there. Touchstone properties will show up there. Maybe even some Sony stuff will show up there. What? Cobra Kai or The Boys? Cobra Kai. Easy. Easy. Cobra Kai elevated in season 2 and is going to elevate in season 3. The Boys downgraded in season 2, in my opinion. The last episode of Raised by Wolves, you're like, what the fuck? Indeed. Big time, WTF. Big time. Cobra Kai is definitely better than Raised by Wolves. I don't know if I would go there, Michael. But I feel you. Amanda Cullen, a.k.a. Mother, on Raised by Wolves will be great for the MCU's Typhoid Mary, Moondragon, or Medusa. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Silver Banshee would be interesting. Poison Ivy or Livewire? Yeah. You actually got to see Homelander and Stormfront fly. Psh, who cares? Like, I've never seen a character fly before. Nah, man. Look, I don't want to get down. I didn't ignore your super chat, did I? Let me see. Sorry, Will. Oh, okay. Only get to watch end of streams, West Coast. Well, they'll go on replay, Will. You can check them out. Oh, and then Jonathan said rated R.R. Tolkien, maybe. Nice. Good one. Good one. Do you watch Doom Patrol? I have watched Doom Patrol. I think it's pretty cool. It's a little weird, though. What comic book property would you like to see A24 adapt? What the hell is A24? What you talking about, man? What you talking about, man? Umbrella Academy beats every show but Mando and Stranger Things. Umbrella Academy is incredible. I think Umbrella Academy Season 2 was way better than The Boys Season 2. There, I said it. There, I said it. I said what I said in a minute. What indie comic do you want to see adapted? Mine. I want to see mine. I want to see my comics adapted. I want to see mine, my books, the best indie books out there that you've never read. That's what I want. What about mine? What beef do you have with The Boys? Here's the beef. Here's the beef with The Boys. It's beyond predictable. Beyond predictable. Like, who would have thought that Butcher would be reunited with his wife only to have the wife fridged so that you could still have a Billy Butcher that is, by the way, spoilers, my bad. About to do some spoilers. Fuck, shouldn't have said that. My bad. Spoilers coming. So predictable. Who would have thought that the Deep would go through all of this shit and then not get back in the 7? Who would have thought? Who would have thought, despite all their differences, Huey and Starlight would work it out? Who would have thought? It's stupid. Trev, I see you with this thing all the time. You're like, have you read the comic? I don't fucking care about the comic, dude. And a show's like the show's ability to adapt a comic or to be like a comic is fucking irrelevant for entertaining me when I'm watching a show. I don't care. Oh, the comic was super predictable and also trite as well. Oh, great. Okay, well then we're cool. I'm excited now. They didn't, though? They absolutely did. They absolutely did. What are you talking about? Gonna need some water after all this salt. Hey, you did this, Chad. I didn't want to go there on the boys. You did this. You did this. I love The Boys Season 2. Great character development and Nazi stomping. Yeah, the Nazi stomping was kind of cool. But, like, that's the thing. You look at, like, Umbrella Academy, right? You look at that second season. That's some good writing. That is some incredible writing. The only thing I didn't like about the second season was that the gay romance between what's her face and it's a good, it's not terrible, but it's just a little forced. It felt just a little forced and a little awkward to me. Like it didn't feel natural. You know what I mean? Other than that, that season is flawless, dude. Like flawless. Do you know what flawless means? It means there's no flaws. It was a little forced. It wasn't the worst I've seen. Yeah, I think it's that actress as well. I agree. Because, yeah, I agree, Bashi. But regardless, the product is the product, right? It doesn't really matter who's, yeah. She always comes off awkward in romance. Well, then who the fuck keeps casting her for romance? I live in downtown Dallas, so it was cool to see that shit and then drive there. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. My girl, my mom, my daughter watches Umbrella Academy. Right on, man. Not that I hated it. Love representation when it's not organic. But it's not organic. Yeah. Yo, Jenna. Come on now. Let's get along. Fall back. I'll turn this car around, Jenna. You think I won't? But I will. How can I support your books? Well, let me see. Let me see if I can find a link. I wonder if they still have me listed as the editor-in-chief over here. Huh, do they only have issue 1 on here? Huh. Okay. Yeah. Here is a link. That's my old publisher. You can check out the black and white version of my first comic I ever made with that link. I think it's like $1.99. That plotline was a departure from her character in the season, which felt shoehorned. Plus, her husband had a point. They were, in fact, trying to kidnap the kid. That is true. Josh, do you like reconstruction or deconstruction more? Both are cool in their own place. I prefer mythological storytelling and mythic storytelling. That's my stuff. Yeah. Yo, you did this comic? Yeah. I didn't draw it. No, I wrote it and produced it. And by the way, this book was written when I was very young, so there's some very violent, horrible shit in this book. Just want to warn you. Josh, greater than Kevin Feige? Nah, not even close. Not even close. The Boys on the same level as Titans to me. Yeah, I agree. It's like there. I'm hyped for the Lovecraft finale. I'm too afraid to watch any more Lovecraft. You guys tricked me into watching it one time. That won't happen again. Episode 3 was so scary. What's the topic of your book? Okay, I'll pitch it. I'll give you the elevator pitch. So Moros is a detective named Edward Knight. Okay? And Edward Knight lives in a city called Bay City. Bay City has a drug problem. But not just any drug. The drug is called juice. People take it and they don't feel pain and they get all aggressive and they actually get a little bit of super strength from it. And so a bunch of mobsters in the city are selling juice, and there's like a juice epidemic. And so Edward Knight, after trying over and over again to do this through normal channels, working within the corrupt police department, he eventually says, fuck that. He takes a suit that he used to have when he used to work in special forces, and then he gets some of the juice and he injects the juice himself, and he slowly becomes an addict to the juice as he tries to rid his city of organized crime. Sounds sort of like Power Project rip you off, Josh. Look, ideas are a dime a dozen. Execution is the game. Everybody's like, oh, I had that idea. Who cares? Ideas are a dime a dozen. Execute. I like how they linked the black coat guy that people think killed Kennedy, but they made it reference. Yeah, I agree. Very smart writing. Very smart writing. Well, at least you got a good vibe for Jonathan Majors. Yeah, that was really the point. And that dude's got game. 100%. Joe says the CIA distributed juice to urban communities in the 1970s. Well, you know what? There's a lot of like real life stuff that I've woven into that story. So, yeah. Umbrella Academy started with so many new thriving careers for those actors. That's true. Love you, Josh. Hope you're all good, man. I'm good, man. I know we're going long today, but there's just so much stuff I wanted to talk about. And so, look, I'm doing great. Things are great over here. Things are great. Very busy. A lot of stuff to do. A lot of collaborations to try to figure out. Yeah. But no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm feeling good. Looking good. Has Cindy Moon any chance to appear as Silk in Spider-Man 3? I would really like it. I don't know. That would be really cool. Would you be disappointed if the last we see of Ahsoka is in live action? Feels like animated end to her arc would be appropriate. I know a lot of people feel that way. I don't, but I see that point of it. No, man, I want the live action version. I want the live action version. I want that to be the way things go. Laundry day, a little bit, yeah. Look, I actually wanted to have this shirt unbuttoned. That's my usual thing is I have these kind of shirts. I have them unbuttoned, and I got like a nerdy shirt underneath. But it just wasn't working. And so I was like, fuck it. I'll just button it up today. It's really not that deep. Josh, I disagree with like almost everything you've said this episode. That's all good, though. That's okay. You know what I mean? I agree with his point, and it's not me being high and mighty. I just love Ashley's voice. Yeah, I get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. Josh needs to wear some Hawaiian shirts. I've got some Hawaiian shirts. I've got like some Star Wars Hawaiian shirts that I like. It is kind of crazy, Callum. Isn't that weird? It's like magic, right? If Feige resists with Disney to release Black Widow, do you think they would move on from Feige? Well, Feige will not do that. Feige, just in my impression of that relationship, is that Feige rides for the company. And because I think he will eventually take over Alan Horn's position, I think he is fully aware of what it is. So I don't think that's a concern, just so you know. Yo, can we talk about how Disney should stop trying to make live-action versions of animated musicals without music and then give me live-action Atlantis? Yeah, I agree. I agree. Josh, have you seen Adam's video yet? What video? What video? I don't know what you're talking about. Is the new focus on Disney Plus going to make it more realistic to see Black Widow on there? Well, I mean, my short answer to that is you will inevitably see Black Widow on there. That's what that's what I was trying to explain like all year. I was like, well, look, motherfucker, it is Disney Plus content. It's just win. Either way, it's Disney Plus content, you know? Technically, everything they create from now into infinity is Disney Plus content. So I guess what you're really asking is, could we see it closer to a same day and date release? I do think so. I do. I really do. I think they're going to give a fair shake to theaters and try to get theater capacity up to normal, but I also believe they will release it on Disney Plus. They'll either same day and date it, or they will get it over there quickly. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's what I think, ladies and gentlemen. That's about what I'm thinking. Probably going to call it pretty quick here, guys. Probably going to call it. But anybody got any other questions? Any last-minute thoughts? Any way that Jenna and SDW are going to stop fighting? Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Work it out. Work it out. Josh, you stay classy, bro. Thank you, man. How old will Miles be? I think we're going to have an old one, and we're going to have a young one. I think that's what we're going to do. Josh, what nerdy news has you the most excited? Honestly, the Spider-Verse stuff has me pretty excited. The Spider-Verse stuff has me very excited. It's just like, you know, look, I tried to tell you guys, you know, DC was making some noise. DC was doing some stuff, and you guys were like really quick to jump ship and go over to DC because, you know, Marvel had taken so much time off. And I totally get that. You know, I totally get that. You know, when Marvel takes some time off and then, you know, DC's got, you know, these nice new Instagram photos with the angles. And you're like, ooh, DC's looking kind of good now all of a sudden. You know, DC's looking good with those angles. And so, yeah, I know a lot of you were like, hey, we're a DC channel now. We're jumping ship and all that. And I tried to tell you. Guys. I said, just wait. Just wait. Soon as we hear a little something from Marvel, like, trust me. We're going to be fine. And so it's great to be validated in that. You know what I mean? Dorian Trussell, thank you for the super chat. Very, very generous $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Do you think Baby Yoda has accelerated aging like the clones? Or has many years have passed since Season 1's ending? Because Grief Karga is older in Season 2 as well. Maybe Baby Yoda is aging ever so slightly. So again, thank you. I do believe that he has accelerated aging. But it's possible that the accelerating agent part of his DNA was harvested or taken out. Because Dr. Pershing says he'd be dead by now if it wasn't for me. And the accelerating aging thing could be associated with that. There could have been a kill switch, something like that, okay? So I think to answer your first part of your question, I do think he has accelerated aging, or at least had accelerated aging, okay? Grief Karga does appear to be older in Season 2. So yeah, I think there's going to be a time jump. How long of a time jump? I don't know, but I don't see it being more than a year. Like maybe you could do a thing where the child and Mando have been on the run for a year. They just can't not be on the run, and now they're deciding that they got to come back and fight. Maybe that's it. Maybe Mando's been searching for the sorcerers for over a year. He can't find any Jedi, you know? So that's what I think. And I do think Baby Yoda has aged slightly. I think even the model looks like he's aged a little, you know? So that's what I think. Again, thank you very much. That's very, very generous. I think they meant the client was going to kill the child, and maybe that kept him from doing so. That's very possible. That's very possible, Nikki. Yeah, that could be the way. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, everybody. We're going to call it there, okay? You guys are fantastic. Thank you. Oh, yeah, there's the Discord link. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys. What's for lunch? I'm not sure, man. Probably get a sub or something. All right, everybody. Look out for a video later today. Main channel. Maybe a couple videos. We'll see. Either way, be back at it tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat place. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.